make sure you listen to my daddy's podcast right now. Is the best show in the world.
Hey, I might be gone off the gas. I might be gone off a drink. She only act like she got class, but she gon' throw up in the sink. She could get real, don't blink. I need a millions of frames. I need to roll up some stain. That shit can go in your tank. Hot spot came, kick flip in again. Place it in my pants. If I grip, click it, go bang. Ain't no kick, bitch, just don't jam. Got that hit stick in my hand. You gon' strip chick to stay there. I ain't buying you no nails, no, I ain't gonna do your hair. Fuck your feelings, I don't care. Catch me dripping, watch some stairs.
Yeah, and this is the Cards Face Up podcast, episode number 15. That song right there was Volvo by The Definition. And today, what up with my special co-host, Dante and Miss Essence? How are y'all?
Good.
Doing great.
It's Sunday. Fun day.
Sunday football. Y'all see what I got
Sunday
on? Y'all know what it is? Y'all know what it is, baby. Let's go Ravens. Oh, my goodness, man.
That means that I will be ignored from approximately 1 p.m. until 8 o'clock tonight.
As long as you know what your times is, it's cool. He put it out there. You're good.
That's good placement.
Oh, Lord.
It's all okay. I love Sunday football, man. COVID is stopping me to be able to be at the stadium, of course. And today we got Battle of the Beltway, which we would have been going up to Washington, or they coming down here, things of that sort, riding up 295 to have that battle with Washington. I think their new name is Washington's football team or some shit like that. So, yeah, they changed the Redskins. They're not the Redskins no more.
Okay.
I feel like we can't be mad at COVID right now. I think we got to feel a little bit better about COVID today. I mean, just, for whatever reason.
Well, shit. Let's oh man, we got a lot to unpack today. Let's get the motherfucking unpacking. This is episode number 15. Just make sure y'all remember that. Cards Face Up podcast. We are streaming everywhere. You can watch us on YouTube, or you can listen to us wherever you are. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart. We are everywhere. Just make sure you listen, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of that. We appreciate it. So let's jump right into Trump versus Biden.
Oh, Lord. Okay. We just going to start with a whole bunch of bullshit today, huh?
It's the important stuff.
It was a lot of bullshit.
How's this thing going?
It was a lot of bullshit this whole week. I think the funniest thing about all this shit, right? They say, even down to the part about Trump with the taxes and shit, man. They say, the dude paid $130,000 just to fuck Stormy Daniels, but gave America $730 just to fuck them. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Bruh.
Like, you gave Stormy Daniels $130,000 to fuck and gave America $730 to fuck. And that was like over what, 10 years they said?
Listen, I don't know why I got to pay my student loans if he don't pay his taxes. I ain't paying nothing until he pay. Make your president pay, and then come for little old me who's just here trying to survive, okay?
That should be something on the Dropbox when you do your taxes. Are you abstaining from paying taxes because of Trump's actions? I will check that quickly.
That should be an option. Yo,
that's right. It should be.
Man, did y'all watch the him and Biden? Like, did y'all watch Grumpy Old Men .4?
I had to do highlights. I knew I was gonna have to take it in small doses. I knew it was gonna be too much.
Man, me being a person that is known to overtalk, to listen to them two try to overtalk each other was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it was the worst.
That took the cake.
I watched it for maybe 10 minutes, right, and then I got off. And then I felt bad because I saw Essence was still watching. I'm like, fuck, let me get back on. So I got back on and finished it up.
Not to be outdone.
I watched it from start to finish. I honestly sat and watched it from the minute they walked on stage to the minute they walked off stage. When I say it was like watching, not even a train wreck, because train wrecks are kind of interesting. It was just, the whole point was like so disgusting. It was the lies, the avoidance of questions, the BS. So your boy Trump is like, okay, first of all, let's clear the air. I am not a fan of Joe Biden. Joe Biden been in office 50 years,
like
more
40,
than I've been around,
40
and
something.
he ain't did shit. Like, let's be clear, he ain't did nothing to benefit the people, not the black people, the people, period. Every move he's made has benefited corporate America and himself. Like, let's be all the way clear. But Trump ain't answering no questions. Like,
right.
How do you feel about this? Well, it's not how I feel about it. His son's on drugs. Nick,
Right.
half of America is on drugs. Like
his fucking wife is an ex-drug addict, right?
He was trying to appeal to the snobs and all of us. How dare they put an addict on the screen?
You can't get on TV and denounce fucking prostitution if you're fucking a prostitute. Like, it's impossible. Not saying the first lady is a prostitute. If she's a recovering addict as well, how the fuck can you talk about somebody else that's a recovering addict? Or even if he was still an addict at the time of. I think that was when I watched.
It's like if he said, well, it's like if you're gonna target him for having a second wife. Well, you on your third. Like, it's like, what are you doing? And the first one died. It's not like he cheated on her. She passed away. He's a bad dude, man. Trump is a bad guy.
Come a little bit closer to your mic, there.
Okay.
This guy is a whole joke. Like, everything that he said, and let's be clear, like, everybody in America, either you're on drugs or you know somebody on. It touches every area, rich, white, poor, black, whatever you want to call it. So to even say that, you're not getting people riled up, because whether it's prescription, whether you buy your drugs at the pharmacy or down there on, like, down the hill, whatever, like, you still on the shit.
Well, it depends on the look of that depends upon who the person is, because some people in these higher class areas believe that their prescription drugs, because they're prescribed by Dr. Kevorkian himself, they're better. They're better than Yo buying them from Lil Rah-Rah. Even though Lil Rah-Rah might be a fucking chemist, he just ain't got the degree. So they feel like that shit is better, and it's, man, that's that level shit. Some of them feel like they on a different level because they not sucking dick for coke. I can afford my coke habit. Bitch, you still got a coke habit. A habit is a habit.
Yes, that's my point. That's how I feel. A habit is a habit. But now Trump was very bad, man. But y'all know he's got the COVID.
Listen, you're not supposed to wish bad things on people. You're just supposed to sit back and say, really? You know what I mean? Bless his heart.
No, you look, it's okay. Just tell tell God stand down.
Or stand by.
Yeah, stand by. Right, stand by.
Stand by.
We'll let you know what we need you to do with that. Let's let him sit there for a minute.
All your prayers, just say your prayer. You know how when things go on, you get your prayer warriors? Tell them stand down and stand by for a second.
Bruh. So you see the picture that came out this morning with Trump and the Walter Reed Medical Center still signing documents, like doing work?
No.
So, all right, hold on. I'm going to send it to you. There's a picture going around now of Trump in the conference room at the hospital signing some type of brief. I don't know, whatever he signs, right? So if you zoom in, he's scribbling on a piece of paper. It's a blank piece of paper, and he's using a Sharpie. My nigga, you are not signing with the Sharpie.
Send it to the inbox.
I'm about to right now.
That's important.
Yeah, send it to the inbox on the book. I want to see that.
Well, see, that's what he needs to do. He needs to show that he needs to make it seem like he's still in control of all his faculties and in control of everything, so that they don't pull the 25th Amendment on him.
What scares me is the fact of this. I mean, this literally is what scares me the most, is the miraculous recovery he will have just to say, I had COVID. It was nothing. I've had colds that was worse.
Yeah.
This is the shit that I'm scared is going to happen. And this will push his fucking, his demographic, his people, it will push them in a whole total direction of believing the shit that they've been saying. Believing masks is not needed. My body, the doctor, he's liable to come out and say, the doctor told me literally, I have a strong immune system because I haven't been wearing my mask.
I have one of the best immune systems.
Right.
Yeah, one of the best they ever seen in all of medical history.
He called it Wolverine-like. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
So it's literally, but it's fucked up because it'll work for his people. Yeah. Now the people that's already against him, that was one of the things. I died laughing on. What the hell? This is
Zoom in zoom in, you'll see it. It's nothing there.
Well, Biden came out and said,
literally nothing.
wishing him well and everything, and just basically made it a call to arms. Like, look, just wear the damn mask. All the things that have caused you to feel like, oh, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. Your fearless leader just got it. So if your fearless leader can got it after he told you it's a hoax, why wouldn't you start to believe it now? Because he put all those people in danger by telling them it was a hoax in the first place when he knew it wasn't.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing. When it comes to COVID, I am not afraid of COVID. I am not terrified. I'm not worried. I live my life every day as I've lived it, and if it's meant for me to get it, I'm gonna get it. If it's not, it's not. I do use before COVID. I always had Clorox wipes in my car. I've always used sanitizer. I did all that stuff before COVID. So now, only thing I added on was a mask. Okay, so I wear a mask, and me, my husband, my son, we all got custom masks, and the little boy got dinosaur masks. Like, okay, whatever. I am not worried about COVID. But I do understand that it's a real virus, and I do understand that there are people in this world that it is killing. In the month of April, I lost 3 people. Month of April. So first, my best friend's father, who's like a father to me, he died April 9th. April 18th, my uncle died. April 20th, my aunt died. So when I called my grandmother to tell her about my uncle, she said, I just picked up the phone to tell you about your aunt. And I'm like, damn. So I know the virus exists. I know the virus is real. I'm not, like I said, I'm not afraid of it, but I do understand how it affects all people. So I would never, like in Trump's case, I would never be like, oh, look at me, I'm healthy, I'm fine. Because it's not about me, it's about the majority. And if I see the virus is really dropping people, you know what I mean, who have respiratory issues or asthma or heart condition, whatever, if I see that this is happening to other people, I'm going to put that first. So the problem I have with COVID is he ain't doing that.
That's one of the biggest things about this whole COVID thing is people that believe that they're strong enough to beat it, which a lot of people are. I mean, we can look at the percentage and just be honest. I mean, what are we at? 1 point something percent or something of people that it has actually killed? Which seems like nothing, but when you're talking about 200,000 people, that's a lot of people.
That's ignoring any long-term damage if you actually have scarred lung tissue or anything like that. So you can recover, but that doesn't mean you're going to be 100%, not where you should have been if you didn't get it. So it's not as easy as, okay, I'm okay.
The most fucked up part about it, again, is the people that can't recover from it or are not going to recover from it, that's being affected by it due to something that's beyond their control, because their cousin want to go out and party all night, because their cousin's asymptomatic or things of that sort. That's the shit that irritates me. I had a guy, me and Tay was on the phone the other day, and this guy was up on my back and shit, like maybe 2 feet away. I didn't like that shit before fucking COVID, so I really don't like it now. So I turned around, hey, can I get a little bit of room? Oh man, you worried about that COVID stuff? Ain't none of us gonna catch it. Fuck do you mean? You know me? Like how the fuck do you know what I'm gonna catch? Or I don't look, brother. I don't know what type of fucking magic ball you got underneath your motherfucking shirt, but what I do know is you don't know what the fuck is happening inside my body.
Right.
And I don't want to fucking die for you. Like it's literally, we take certain risk in my family, with your immediate family. I'm willing to do those things. Some of us was around our immediate family because you're willing to take those risks for them. Some of us, I remember even me and Tay going to the market in the midst of the shit when it first dropped down. We had to go for family members and things of that sort. You take those risks for them. I'm not about to let a fucking stranger call for me, though. Like, I don't want to be nowhere near you. Like, this is one of those times, man, and it's sad because during having a pandemic that separates people, the same way this fucking election is going to separate people, it's a fucked up time. Like everything is in the midst of separation right now, but as far as Trump having COVID, if he has it, me honestly, I don't believe he does, but I don't know nothing. I mean, the fuck, it's just an opinion to me. I don't believe he does, and I believe I believe his next speech is going to be about his miraculous getting over it, his miraculous defeating it, and lowering it again of how serious it's not. And I believe that takes America into the wrong fucking direction, and it helps his, what are they called, the good old boys or
the
good old punks, whatever the fuck they are.
Rhino party, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they are, but whatever they are, it takes that whole world into another spinoff, and it separates again. It divides us again as one,
Yeah.
and honestly, man, at my age, I don't never see us having that one shit. So
You
it
know,
kind of is
it's
what it
really
is.
it's really hard when it still comes down to how much concern do you have for other people. You
Yeah.
know, if you're comfortable telling people don't worry about something that you know is going to kill them or potentially kill them or even hurt them, you know, if you're willing to incite violence over an election that you may lose and then say stand by, like basically, okay, it didn't go our way. Now it's time to go at people. You
Right.
don't care what happens to the country, and it doesn't matter
You
what
don't.
if he's president or somebody else. You can't possibly care because if one person gets hurt because you said the wrong thing or gave the wrong signal, I mean, who are you? Who do you really want to be?
Well,
Right.
that was some of the problems. The fucking the space they give Trump to say whatever the fuck he wants is something I've never seen done before.
Yeah.
Even down to the fucking the debate. It's like, dude, mute that fucking mic. Like,
Hmm.
mute the mic. You literally have the power to mute. You're trying to fuss over him. Now I got three motherfuckers trying to fuss and all get the mic. Instead of you muting the mic, you stating the fucking rules. Listen, they will not hear you if you continue to cut each other off. And it
Right.
wasn't just Trump. Biden was doing that shit too. You feel me? But Trump irritates me a little bit more than Biden. And I'm one too. I don't fucking support Biden either. But Trump, if I gotta fucking support one of them, come on along, Biden. Hop on the fucking ship with me.
You know, I
It's
think
good.
you know the thing about Biden, and you know, people say, well, it's the lesser of two evils, and so that's okay. That's a fair enough argument for people that don't really want to vote for him. But you know, it is important that you have a relatively good person in power as opposed to just a bad guy. I mean, it's just the people that he's going to have around him. You know, it's like things like Supreme Court nominees or just applying. I mean, putting anybody in a position of power. You want them to at least be good people on the surface. And you know, when you have somebody that's been a politician for that long, it still has to be looked at through the lens of what was happening in that decade when they made this decision. So it's not just
Yeah.
okay. Overall, he wasn't progressive enough. I think it still has to be a little bit of all right. What was happening in 1982 when he did this, or 1995 when he did that? You know, what was happening? What was the atmosphere? But I mean, it's just no alternative right now.
Shit, I agree.
Wait a
I
minute,
agree. I mean,
hold on, Ty. I need to get some Q-tips to clean that bullshit I just heard out my ears.
Okay,
Sorry,
that's
Dante.
fair.
I love you, but that was a bunch of bull.
That's wonderful.
Naive, because it don't matter what you believe in is what you believe in.
Hmm.
That's it. So if you believe, so we'll just say the big one is with the crime bill where the police can stop and frisk.
Right.
Same shit. Bill
Right.
was on, Biden was on. My whole thing is, right from wrong, whether it's 82, 92, 2020. If you can look at a person, if you can look at a situation and say, damn, we really shouldn't put something in play that's going to harass these Black people. If you listen to music, if you read books, if you do anything from slavery on down to today, it's always been the police attacking Black people. So when you
Right.
sign these bills, you putting this stuff in play to attack Black people. Once you become a felon, you lose certain rights and privileges like voting and advocacy and stuff like that. When you look at how many Black men, and this was in the 80s, this ain't new. If you look at the Black men that are in jail, we have significantly more Black men in jail than white men in jail. So if you're signing a bill to agree to that, yes, I think this is right. You ain't no better than Trump at the end of the day.
I don't know. I gotta,
Yeah,
and the reason why I'm gonna say I don't know. We also have to remember, and again, not defending this motherfucker.
Right.
He
Right.
did
This
some
is all
piece of
just
shit.
keeping it
Biden was
relative.
born in the 40s in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? So imagine who he was raised by.
Mhm.
Imagine what he was raised seeing in the 40s. He's been in office since what, like 60 something, 68 or some shit,
Yeah, something like
62. I mean, he's in office. He was basically in office during or right after a lot of things as far as segregation and stuff stopped, right?
Mhm.
So we're looking at those things, and we have to understand that I do believe that people can change. Understand this?
Yeah.
I was
There
willing
has
to
to
give
be an
fucking Trump a
evolution.
chance.
Yes.
Trump was going to get a chance from me if I didn't see all of the bullshit the first campaign.
Right.
Like come on now, Trump used to be the rapper's favorite fucking person. So, you know,
but that's the
being a
money.
hip hop person or being but that's what I'm saying. So I was influenced by the people with money growing up,
Right.
like most of us are. So my whole generation looked at Trump. I mean, this was a cool guy to be around. You know, like that's who all our people that we looked up to music wise was into. But it's like seeing how much he was a piece of shit after, you know, even he didn't grow, he didn't change. One thing I learned about Biden during this whole little debate shit was this: Biden is a supporter of America, of whoever the fuck is running it. That's I can't say that that's a strong character trait, but it's a normal fucking politician trait. Like, you know, these motherfuckers
you
just
got
want
to
to
think
stay in
about what
office.
you can actually get through. I mean,
they just want to stay in office, and most of them don't have the fucking power to change shit. So they just they kind of move with whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, this, like the crime bill and a lot of other bills, they're not fringe bills where you're only getting 3 people voting for. I mean, they're all schmoozing each other, talking to each other. Okay, well, if we could do this, then maybe we could try that. If this moves this way, then maybe we could pull back on that. I mean, it may not be realistic in the long run. It may not be realistic 15 years later or 20 years later when you look back at it. But during that time, I don't know how it looked. I don't know what else was on the table that they chose, what they ignored in order to get this going through. Maybe the other one would have been worse. I mean, it's just, I think it's all about relativity. It's not just, okay, I just want them to go grab black and brown people and lock them up instead of locking up us, you know, whoever. I don't know. I just don't see him making terrible decisions on purpose to just go after black people. But, you know, it might be time for Q-Tip again.
Yeah, Essence definitely
Yeah,
disagrees.
she looking for him. Like, I know I got some swabs somewhere.
These gonna be the sound bites and the video clips I use for promotion because her facial expressions.
Yeah, those eyes could have been a meme right there, right?
Yeah, that shit funny as fuck. I think again, this fucking election will separate. What I do want to say to the people is I cannot tell you who to vote for. Dante and Essence cannot tell you who to vote for. What I do want to say is make sure your motherfucking voice is heard. Make sure your voice is heard. Make sure you do a little bit of homework. Understand propaganda. Understand that there a lot of things is being placed out there and put out there just so that you can eat them up. They say that it takes false information. They say false information travels 6 times faster than true information. So just because you think you did a little research on social media, do some deeper research. Understand again, false information travels 6 times faster than true information. And I want to leave Agent Orange right there because I'm not going to give him my whole fucking show. Today, I really, man, look, I'm going through some shit. And me being who the fuck I am, I think I want to use today's topic to be discussing our toxic ass girlfriends. And I know what y'all thinking. I thought Essence had a husband. She got a girlfriend too? No.
Keep it down. He's joking, man.
Keep that on the low.
Listen, I'm not talking about girlfriends per se, as in relationship girlfriend. I'm talking about the fucking TV show Girlfriends. Because it correlates so fucking much to life. So I'm looking at these 4 women. Everybody remembers the show Girlfriends. It's actually being re-shown on Netflix right now, and I've been binge watching it. I fucking love it. I'm on the last episode of the 2nd season. So it just brings that 2000 nostalgia feeling back to me. It was an easier time back then, way less stress. I was able to watch this show without any interruptions back then.
Right.
Versus now, I have interruptions, but I'm also older, so I understand a lot more. And I have realized these were some toxic ass women.
Oh.
And me looking at the toxic part of them, right? Y'all both watched it, right? Y'all both watched it before.
Yeah. I'm getting through the 1st season. I'm near the end of this 1st season. But I used to catch it here and there.
Okay, so that makes it even better. Looking at these women and how toxic it is, and I had a conversation with a few friends yesterday about this shit, who told me, you know, the 4 main characters is Joan, Lynn, Tony, and Maya.
Yes.
And everybody, you know, was telling me, you know, well, Lynn was the best one. Lynn was really not toxic.
She was a deadbeat.
She was the broke friend. How the fuck is that not toxic? Like, if I gotta pay for everything that you do, you are toxic to my life. If you are becoming a fucking dependent upon me, and then I'm like, it makes it even worse with her, is she wasn't even a friend, the broke friend with good information, like good advice. Like, you gotta fucking give me something. Like, what can you give me? Or, yo, toxic. And it made me think again. I said, yo, this is a great topic because what is toxic to you? What is a toxic friend? Like, are you actually looking at your friends? So somebody said, well, money meant nothing to Joan, so her giving her that didn't mean nothing. I'm like, yo, money means something to everybody. What the fuck are you talking about? Joan wasn't rich. Yeah. Joan clearly told one of the girls, I think Tony, she told Tony, I don't have enough money to bail you out again. She wasn't rich. She was well off.
Hold on.
So what is toxic?
So I have a problem with people who say you have enough money, this shouldn't matter to you.
Yeah. If I had this ain't gonna hurt you.
$100,000 in the bank. That $52 I loaned you, I want it back because you
absolutely
responsible, and I'm not your fucking bank. Okay.
Maybe even some interest.
I actually have somebody that owes me money now, and they said to me, "Well, it ain't like you need it. It's mine. What? It's mine." You're like, okay, I go to work every day. Like, I earn this money. I put it to the side. I lend it to you expecting to get it back. It's mine. Give me mine. But so I don't like when people say stuff like that. So back on topic.
No, that's a good point.
That's a perfect thing. Yeah, because it happens. Like, people really, they count your money. They count, well, you got all that overtime. Yes. What does that mean?
Or this ain't gonna hurt you.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I was there. You were home.
It's literally, yo, just imagine your house, right? Just imagine your house. And your low burn walls is the walls that hold up the actual foundation and shit, right? Imagine the nigga just taking your other wall like, hey, you don't need this. What the fuck are you
talking about? You don't even go in that room over this wall, so it ain't gonna fall down.
Yeah, that one ain't even low burn. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't care if it's low burn or not. Yo, heck, give me my wall back. But I was tripping because they were really trying to make me believe Lynn wasn't toxic. And then when I thought about it, I said, yo, Lynn might have been the worst fucking one. Now, keep in mind, I was fucking in love with Lynn. I think she was fucking the prettiest one, and it's not the light skin thing with pretty hair.
That's funny.
It was the sexy ass. I'm into sex. She was into sex. It was the rebel personality. I'm into sex. She was into sex.
Yeah, that's the important part.
The tattoos. Plus, you can't forget, I'm into sex, and she was into sex.
And she was very sexplorative. She would do it almost anywhere.
Yeah, she was really exotic. She has like an exotic feel, like something that you just don't get everywhere. So I mean, I can get there.
Yeah. So
I used to think she looked good, but I don't like her anymore.
Yeah, she aged.
I don't know. My taste changed or what?
No, her face changed. She aged.
No, I mean back then. I mean, looking at the show now, I used to think that she was the. No, I always had an affinity for Tony. Because it's certain assets that's right in front of my face.
I'm not gonna lie.
Personality was like, go ahead.
Only physical features.
A couple of these episodes did give me the busy bone look, and I'm like, ooh. So I was like, ooh, I like her, I love her. And then I was like, I got busy bone from it. And I was like, what the fuck is I can agree. She ain't as
discovering some stuff about myself.
It was some shit with her sometimes. I was like, what the fuck is going on, Lynn? But I think it was like they made her look like that sometimes. But I still think her personality was one of the best as far as that. But if we're talking about toxic, which one would you say was the most toxic friend? If you believe, like, what's all right, fuck the show for a second. What toxic friendship do you not like? What's the worst one for you? What's the toxic trait that's just the worst for you? Like, nah, I can't do it.
So, all right, here's the thing. As girlfriends, we don't talk about this in a female friend world, but as girlfriends, we are super toxic to each other. We build up. This is what happens. We all go through some relationships and we break up and we say niggas ain't shit. Fuck men. We hate men. We don't really hate men, but we build this wall up with men, right? So then you say, you know what? It's just me and my girls. But all the things that you would build in relationships with men, you build those relationships in your girlfriends. And then when one of those girlfriends gets a man, for whatever the reason is, she get a man, it becomes a problem because all those things that she did with you, she can't do. She do with him now, and things get different, and that's where the toxic begins to set in. So I feel like all of their personalities are toxic depending on who you are, because it was a group of misguided women who came together somehow and just fucked each other's lives up until the show ended. Like it was no win at any. But as a female within their age group, that's how our lives are. Like that is literally how our lives go. So, oh, go ahead.
Well, I look at it like this. I mean, if you and it's male, female, this can even be family. I think it's normalizing bad behavior, bad experiences in your life that causes more problems than anything. If somebody, let's say it's a girl and her cousin comes to her, she's telling her about her boyfriend, she's telling her about all the things that she's encountered with different guys, okay? And she's kind of bracing you with, okay, this is what you're going to experience, this is what you're going to experience. So when something happens to you, let's say it's being cheated on, let's say it's being lied to, does it normalize lies and cheating as, oh, it's something that we go through, it ain't that big a deal, he better apologize, as opposed to, I respect myself enough to not ever have to go through this. But because you have so much negativity coming to you by way of your friends and family telling you things, that you just don't think that is something you should stand up against. I think that that's really about it. Even when it comes to financials, somebody's bringing their whole financial problem. Oh, well, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to not pay this bill. You know, does it say, well, maybe I don't have to pay this bill off. Maybe I just hold it for a few more months. I think all of that stuff affects you in a way and affects your decision making.
I mean, at the end of the day, it depends on like your relationship. So, like me and my best friend, we actually we're very close. Um, to the point where like we did a lot of shit together. So we lived together. She bought my car. I bought like we just did everything together. We built like a unit within that. Now, other people were like, "Oh my gosh, how's it gonna be when one of y'all get a man?" And it's
Mm-hmm.
like we understand that we're friends, but we have a bigger picture for each other. I always wanted her to be like she's the whole get. I never want to be married. Not a point of conversation. I never want to be married. She always wanted to be married. And so, you know, but it was like in our friendship, we supported each other. There were other people in our lives, like in our group of friends, who were not supportive of the things that were happening. And they were like, you know, it began to have issues. But I honestly think that the majority of girlfriend relationships are toxic. Like at some point as a woman, you have to like remove yourself from the group, gather yourself, and then see where you want to be in your life. Like you
Right.
can't if you.
Well,
But, oh, go ahead.
no, I get what you're saying. When you're talking about even just to like what Tay was saying, as far as not even just girlfriends, you know, of course we use that as the title as far as girlfriends, but just relationships in general, toxicness. It is 7 levels. They say 7 of the most toxic relationships. You feel me? And I'm gonna go through them. You feel me? The first one is the taker. You know, every individual gets something back from their personal relationship, but a friendship must have equal levels of give and take to survive. I totally agree with that one, but that's the one that I said I felt like Lynn was. She didn't provide anything. Then you have the green-eyed monster. You know, jealousy in a relationship. Jealousy in any relationship is normal.
Mm-hmm.
Jealousy exists, but how far is your jealousy? How far does your jealousy go? You know,
Yeah.
When you're starting to say things like, damn, why that couldn't be me? No, hold up, bitch.
Yeah.
Hold the fuck up. If it's you, then it ain't me no more. So, like,
Right.
how does that happen? You know, but understanding when you could go to a friend like, hey, I don't know how to do this, X, Y, Z. How did you get that? You feel me? That's that. I'm envy. I guess the word is would the word be? I don't like the jealousy word. I like
Well,
envy.
if envy is passive, it's okay. I mean, you can be envious as long as it doesn't come out in a negative way.
Right, and that's more of the one that I feel like Essence didn't agree with that. Go ahead, Essence.
Oh no,
We know we realize once you put the motherfucking eyes in your head, you reading a book that we can't see.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to.
Yeah, I
I
was
want you
start
to read that.
screenshotting.
I'm thinking about relation as you're reading off these examples. I'm thinking about relationships in my life, and I don't have not one person in my life that I am jealous or envious of, because I feel like you have what you're supposed to have. My friend bought a new car 2 days ago. Brand new car, like beautiful 2020, what do you call it? Nissan Murano. Beautiful car. I'm happy for her.
You can still be happy
until your car don't start tomorrow.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing because I have what I have. Like I'm good. I have what I have, and I like it.
We can accept our placement.
All right, so if I'm talking to my friends and my friends have something that I don't have, but I do want, I think I am. I mean, it's naturally I'm gonna be a little bit envious of.
Dang, I gotta get one of those, right?
Yeah, not that person. You feel me? But being that that's my friend, he better we have to discuss. I need a friendship that's gonna be a relationship that can provide. Hey, how to get me to that point, and it's vice versa. When I'm up on something that he's not up on, and these don't have to be prized possessions. I got friends that hit me all the time on envious shit of my household as far as oh man, I wish I had kids to run up to me every day, and shit like that, but I don't take it as, no, he want to kill me and take my shit. I think we get into some shit of when it become personal possessions, then it sounds like envious is bad because it's like, fuck you mean, you gonna rob me, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? But we never look at it when you like, your homegirl that you're bush. All right, so you gotta, you do like a natural afro type hair, right? But I'm sure girls have came up to you and said, man, I wish my hair was like that.
Right.
But they can't do it, because maybe their hair is not the same texture, things of that sort. So, that's the envious friend.
Okay.
They wish they could, but they can't. So then we get on to the emotional manipulator. I felt like the emotional manipulator. Now, all right, so back to girlfriends. I felt like all of them had the second trait, which was the green-eyed monster jealousy. They all had jealous stuff that they was jealous of each other with. And again, it's natural.
Right.
Then you have the emotional manipulator. I believe that was also Lynn. Tony also, because they played on Joan emotions. They knew she was weak
all the time.
And once you use your weak friend against their self, I mean, you're gonna get what you want. They all got what they want. And that's actually that one, the emotional manipulator is the one that I think, if I'm talking about my worst trait of toxicness for a friend, is that one. That's the one I can't deal with. It's like, don't play on my emotional strings, motherfucker. Like, that's what we're not gonna do. If you need something, just say it. But don't call me with the 20-minute foreplay conversation about you don't have this, or oh man, I just wish I had somebody that had a blue car. Bitch, I got a blue car. Shut the fuck up. Like, don't do the emotional manipulation shit. Then you have the liar. Most friendships, I believe, exist with that.
Right.
Certain ways, because sometimes the lies are good. How many times have you been on top? Speaking with a friend, and you like, fuck, I might.
90% of this stuff ain't true. I'm not even sure of his name. If I didn't know his mother, I wouldn't even know that was really his name.
Yeah. So that's it. Then you have the one upper, which is I believe the one upper is also a bad friend. That's a fucked up toxic trait. Because it doesn't. No. See, I don't know.
Because they're always reducing you. Their goal is to reduce you.
Yes, agreed. So I guess it's how we do it. So, but I'm with Essence what she's saying, because is it? So Tay, you and your friends, and I know for sure you and your friends are one-uppers. But it's a good thing with y'all because it pushes the next one. It's not a one-upper like, ha, I got what the fuck you don't have. It's a one-upper like, yeah, get on this level. And then you get on that level.
Right, we do that. We do that with credit cards, right.
That's kind of a good one-upper.
Mm-hmm. So that is good. Yeah, but I think I'm mixing the one-upper with the liar. So is this, you got a 2020? Oh, man, I already ordered the 2021.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. So yeah, I mean, I test drive your car. I check it out, but I think mine got the other stereo system. You know, so I think it's that
the one-upper
I'm combining.
No, because I think that's another thing about the toxic trait is they all go both ways. They all can go positive or negative. It's sort of like a superhero. Are you going to use your powers for good or bad? Like good or evil? Like, like with these, because the one-upper can go terribly wrong. Like what you were just now stating. I've had the one-upper of, cute little car. What do you mean? This is a 2020. Like,
that's a nice little house.
Yeah, like those one-uppers.
It's a starter.
I I would have. Remember that conversation?
Yeah, yeah. I knew exactly where you're going with it.
This is a nice starter house. Like, what the
fuck?
I was planning on staying here forever.
Right. I'm like, this is my forever house. What now I gotta move in 5 years? Is this what I gotta do?
So you have those fucked up friends, and that goes back again, not just friendships and girlfriends. That's relationships of family and all types of shit. Because you know the family. Me and my father is a one-upper. We have a one-upper relationship. Of course, it's my father, so I'm usually always behind. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, but certain things I be competing with the old him and shit. Like I had to buy a house before I was 35 because he got his first house at 35. So I had to get that. You know what I'm saying? I moved out my house. Like everything is just we're one up in each other, but it's a good competition. It's like, hey, you make 2 3-pointers, I gotta make 3. I gotta be better than you right now.
Right,
you know right. Those are those things. Then you have to know it all. I'm the know-it-all friend.
I could be guilty of that. Yeah, I'm right about everything until you prove me wrong. Though.
You opposite. You the know-it-all friend, but you be having fucking facts and shit.
Well,
I'm the know-it-all
until you prove me wrong, like I said,
motherfucker.
It's a lot of stuff just stuck in there. I don't really know how to pull it out until somebody asks me something. Yeah. I'm surprised myself a lot of times.
I'm the confident. I think my know-it-allness comes from my confident way of talking. And people feel as though I'm saying that they should do this, but I'm like, no, bitch, I'm just telling you what the fuck I'm doing. It might be completely wrong.
I'm about to fuck all this up, but I'm gonna move forward.
Right.
You know, let's see
exactly,
how
and I'm gonna say this shit with confidence, and I'm gonna accept it, whatever the fuck it. If the bitch blow up, then hey, I guess I lose arm. I don't know.
Yeah. Ty walk over to you and say, you do know 3 + 2 is 7, right? You do know that, right? You're like, yeah, of course I know that. yeah, that makes sense.
That's the funny part, though. You have the that's the It goes back. The next one, the last one, number 7 is the pessimist. You know, that's a strong word. You know, like what?
It's all gonna go wrong. Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't bought that, man. You know that's. I don't know what's gonna happen with the interest rates, man. I don't know if you should have done that. You know, because you could lose that car, you could lose that house. Yeah. This can go wrong. Oh, you gonna have kids now? Come on.
Yo, it's and I was looking at Joan being that person as far as the pessimist, you know, and it was because she's also the know-it-all, and that's why I was saying those two are connected because it's the confidence speaking again. So you tell me an idea, and I respond with, well, what if the house catch on fire? You thinking I'm saying don't get the house? I'm actually saying, bitch, do you got insurance? Like,
right.
You know, I'm looking at
you got
it
a
so
gas
different.
stove? You're electric motor liable. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know. So I guess it's how you read your friends, the things that they do. But I think it's a lot of toxic relationships, and especially on that show. So I thought that was something good that we could touch on. And you know, let's kind of evaluate ourselves. Do y'all think y'all fit any of those categories? Like I said, I know that I'm the know-it-all friend. Y'all think y'all fit any of them?
Yeah, I'm definitely the know-it-all friend, and it's because it comes. Okay, so slow down. I don't think I know everything, but what I know. So I might only know about 4 topics, but the 4 topics I'm about to give it to you, like. But you know, the stuff I don't know. The stuff I don't know, I just be quiet. But I know for sure if I call my girlfriends right now, they would be like, "You're the know-it-all. You think you know everything," and I'd be like, "It's because y'all don't know shit," and then they're gonna laugh.
Right. That's why you picked them.
How it is, like
I knew what I was doing.
Y'all really don't
the
know.
The know-it-all friend is a special person to know it all because all right, maybe I don't know it all, but I know more than you. So I think you should follow my lead here. Like the fuck, if you're telling me, yo, we're trying to get the destination fucking F, right? From A. And I tell you I could get us to at least D. And you tell me, well, I know for sure I could get us to B. Man, I'm not following.
Right. He gonna one up you. Right.
Yeah,
he gonna one up you.
Let's get
you should know the parameters of your knowledge. You know how far down it goes, how high up it goes. You should know that. You know, anything beyond this point is where you should step back and let somebody else with a greater experience step in.
Yes,
but most people don't. You say, oh, you want to know about airplanes? I can build one from the ground up.
That's the problem I have, Dante, because I be talking to people And they're like, well, I can get the B easily. Well, I got the
Right.
B backwards. Like, I know how to get the D. Like, follow me. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not taking your advice to get the B. No, I don't want your little bit of information. Like, I got a lot. Like, let's like, you only know this. Like, nah, I can't rock with that. But
Man,
I'm not.
friends are funny, man, because
Yeah.
we learning, like I said again, the show inspired the conversation, but reality, I just realized how fucked up a lot of relationships
Yeah.
are. Like,
Oh, yeah.
But
it's
sometimes
fucked up, and if
necessarily. I think sometimes it's necessary for you to be that friend for people who have a hole in their knowledge, or they don't think things through. I mean, you can love them, you can care about them, but at the end of the day, if you put them in some situations, they're gonna do the first thing that's on the surface that comes to their mind. They're not going to take the time to think it through. So you got to be a little bit pessimistic about some things. You got to be a little more.
mm-hmm.
You got to kind of bring them up a little bit on some things, or at least give them a pathway to learn more. So it's like you got to kind of put that in their ear so they can spark that interest. Because a lot of people don't have the intellectual curiosity to actually find out everything they need to know before they do it.
True.
Yeah.
And I mean, with dealing with friends or dealing with anybody, you got to know when it's okay to cut them off or when not to call them for that. Like I'm one of
Yeah.
those friends. I'm honest. So if you don't want the truth from me, it's no reason that you ever call on my phone for advice.
Yeah.
Because I'm always gonna, and my advice is terrible sometimes because it's so blunt. But it's like, yo, I don't have the time to pussyfoot around the truth for you. Like, you shouldn't. And we've had that conversation before about friends.
Mm-hmm.
When do you call on that friend? Understanding the parameters of that friendship is okay. Like my friends usually, like if I got 3 friends, I don't know if y'all friends do this, but let's say I got 3 friends. They don't hang together. I'm their connecting point.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're ever
Mm-hmm.
together, I'm usually the connecting point of that time together. But reality, without me, that group no longer exists. I have a solo friendship with all of them, just like they have their solo friendships with whoever they have solo friendships. Sometimes they don't
Right.
bring me around them. Like, like, oh, I got a close homeboy, you feel me? And he hangs with people and he tells me all the time, yeah, you wouldn't like him. You've been unsmacked him. I ain't bringing y'all together.
This
Cool,
ain't
I
really for you. You
appreciate
don't want to come over
yeah, I
here.
appreciate you for knowing who the fuck I am. Cause
Yeah.
I gotta understand that type of shit. Like, Tay is a good friend. So I'm not calling Tay for football. He doesn't watch the shit. So, like it's about knowing your friends and accepting them for who the fuck they are. And a lot of people, I think, like what you were saying about girlfriends feeling so much void, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were saying that y'all feel a lot of voids in each other's life, but reality is if you allow one person to fill all those voids, then you end up in a fuck position as soon as y'all disagree.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's gonna happen. It's sort of like, if you got 2 friends, you be like, oh, why you ain't call me? Well, because Essence is fucking better at math, you dummy. You was a fucking English person. Why am I calling an English teacher to help me with the math problems when I got a math problem friend, like a math teacher friend? I'm gonna go to
You
the
gotta
math teacher.
you got to respect people like that too when they do it right. My daughter, she had a friend that was way more adventurous than she was. So I always talk to my daughter about everything. So she'll tell me some of the things that her and her friend talk about. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, but she's going over there with some other friends that do that. I said, did she ever invite you? No, that's she always kept her secret. So she didn't. Even if she was doing things I would have considered to be a little risky or something I wouldn't want my child to be involved in, she never tried to include her in on it.
Mm-hmm.
She did what she did. She come back, she tell the story, but it was never taking my daughter and saying, okay, I want you to meet these other people that are in the things that we just don't even mix with. So I was cool with them being close because she always looked out for her like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What
Well,
are
Keep a barrier.
what are these adventurous things that she was doing though? I'm just curious.
Oh, just a little friendlier to some guys than she probably should have been at the age and at the placement that she was. Trying some pharmaceuticals that weren't really prescribed to her, things like that.
Okay.
I mean, that's who she was, but she didn't try to, influence.
but it's sad because we sometimes cut those people out of our lives when it doesn't necessarily mean they should be cut out of our lives just because they don't. So I got a lot of friends that's still in the streets. You feel me? I am still that friend that they call for certain things. Hey, if they want to come hang out, but they don't try to incorporate me into their street shit. I've always been that guy and I respected them for that they understood where I was at that time of my life. and they separate me from certain shit. Just like I got the homeboys. I was reading a meme the other day, right? And the shit was like, you ever have a man? I mean, you can't even call your man and tell him that somebody pissing you off at the job because he called you back and he outside the job talking about where he at. I'm gonna kill him.
Right.
Understanding who people are in your life. I got a homeboy. I can't call to vent about somebody pissing me off. Because that's not our relationship. If I call and say, yo, somebody pissing me off, I'm liable to fucking get a knock on the door with him out front. Like, where they at? Like,
right.
No, buddy. I just wanted to tell you he was pissing me off. I wanted somebody to talk to.
Yeah, he just took my paper off the copy. That's all. I don't really have to murk him for it.
Exactly. So it's kind of accepting and understanding the strong points of your friend and the weak points of your friend. Knowing when you could be there, but it has to be, for me, man. It's got to be equal. I got to receive something for the relationship from the relationship as well. Now that could be moral, that could be energy, that could be it could be anything, but it's got to be something. In a lot of friendships, that should be one side of this and then they wonder why you ain't answering your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, what you gonna give me other than depression?
Now, see, that's when the growth got to kick in, because you got to realize when you're moving past those friends. So I got to a point in life where I had to cut everybody off. Like, let me just chill and then restructure myself to figure out where y'all fit in. And if you don't fit, you don't fit. It's some friends that don't fit. Like I had friends that, I'm not doing that no more. And when we were younger, and it's funny because Dante, I asked you about your daughter. I was just curious. I've been around people who were doing a lot of stuff I never did.
Right.
I don't do any drugs. I don't sell drugs.
Right.
I'm around people doing it all. And I'm just sitting there like, well, can you hurry up so we can finish on what we're doing? Like, it's not my thing. I've never had those people offer me drugs.
Right.
Essence don't do drugs. Okay, that's more for me. Like, they never really saw it as a problem. But and
that's where I was growing up too, for the most part, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to pretend that Breon. I'm not saying that my daughter, if somebody did introduce her to something, that she's like, oh well, now that you done introduced them to me, then I'm on it. No, I still think she would have stood fast and stayed who she was. So
man,
I don't think it would have been that bad.
I've introduced homeboys, like I said, being that middle link. I've introduced or put homeboys in the same room that don't know each other from Adam and Eve, who have cut me out of the relationship because they connect more on certain shit.
They didn't need you no more.
Yeah, and that shit is fine too. I think one of my worst things as a friend, and it's that toxicness and being able to accept who you are, being able to break down your own characteristics and kind of redefine yourself and find your flaws of where you want to change at. And one of my worst things, and I don't know if you guys suffer that, well, one of mine is expecting me from them. Like that shit in my head, it makes a lot of sense. But realistically, if I really write that shit down on paper and look at it from the outside in, I realize it sounds foolish. I expect so many of why would I need you as a friend?
You want them to say, what would Ty do, and just do it. Right.
Yeah, and that shit, but why would I need them as a friend if they just provided me with me? I could talk to my fucking self in the mirror. And I constantly,
do that.
Yeah, I do too. But we ain't gonna talk. That's on the mental episode that we gonna go to.
Yeah. Let's revisit that.
But that's one of my worst qualities is I expect me from other people. And that's all of my relationships, because it's like, the fuck is common sense? But understanding common sense is not actual common to everybody. Your life has made it become common to you. A fireman that fucking saved. I watched Chicago PD. Chicago Fire, all of that shit too.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Fireman. Yeah, I was addicted. The fireman that's inside of the fucking building fighting fires all this time. I mean, every day, he knows that when the door is moving like this or look like it's warping, he knows that that's about to blow. I'm gonna keep walking to the motherfucker because it means nothing to me. So that's common sense to him. Common sense was get the fuck out of the house, run, duck, whatever you're gonna do. Me was probably try to touch the door to feel if it's hot and shit or some dumb shit because it's not common to me.
It's hot, but it ain't hot. I think I can open it.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
What if I open it slow?
I can
Yeah,
handle
it ain't gonna be too bad.
Open up and
But see, that's where life experience, professional or social life experience comes in, and that changes their decision making. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. But you need those differences and try to forge a path and see which one works the best.
Yeah, yep, 100%. I always want to be friends with myself. Like I want to meet a me and be friends with me because I feel like I'm a damn good friend, and I feel like I'm on point. So I'm like, why can't I be friends with me? That way I can get what I need back, but it don't work that way. I
Do
actually
you like yourself?
Yeah, I really do. I really like me a lot.
That was. I'm
that's
glad
good.
you answered that. I'm glad you answered that without feeling like, the fuck you mean? Do I like myself? Because a lot of people look at that question very weird. Like, what do you mean? Of course.
No, because some people don't like themselves.
I get on my fucking nerves.
No, but see, that goes into the whole.
Yeah, I'd get on mine.
But I think I'm cool. Like
Well, you're in a wonderful place. I'm a little envious. Cause look, let me tell you about being right. I've got a little with some tendencies towards 4, but it's like it's all in how you feel yourself fit in the world, in the universe, or around your sphere of influence. So if I go into a situation, I'm going to analyze it how I analyze it. Mm-hmm. I'm told over the course of my life and however many years I've been here that people don't agree with me on the surface. It's going to take a minute. So they don't just have those same thoughts. And that's not saying I'm right all the time or wrong. It's just about if I didn't think like this, if I could just be like fools and babies, where literally they don't think about anything. They go out, they have fun, worry about the repercussions later on. It's all fine. I would have a lot more joy in life. For me, I analyze things, or I think about things in a way that's irritating the shit. So I mean, it just is. Like, I won't go buy a $20 scratch off, but I got a buddy of mine that go buy the dozen and clean up.
Yep. So, but I'm the same way in that regard. When I walk into a situation, I gotta feel out who's there. Check out the scenery, whatever like that. And I don't care how people feel about that because that's how I find peace in what I need to do. So like even the first time that you and I spoke on here, if you think about it, I was a little bit more reserved. I wasn't really saying certain things, but then I got a vibe for you. So today I can call that's bullshit. I can tell you when
that's fine. Yeah.
But at first I wouldn't have said that the last time because I don't know how you're going to receive me saying that.
Yeah, I would have been hurt and never came back. So I appreciate you giving me at least one episode to acclimate.
Well, both of y'all comfortability today is very, very beautiful. I just wanted to interject on that. Continue.
Oh, I love it. But I actually, because we were talking about, I like myself or whatever, but I spent 2 years with myself. So I was in a really bad relationship years ago, clearly, because I got this guy. I was in a really bad relationship years ago. And I couldn't understand why I allowed me to be treated this way. And I didn't get it. Like, I knew that this guy was not doing right. I knew that I kept going back. I knew he was not doing right, but I knew I kept going, and I couldn't get it. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me where I think that this is okay? And so I had to did a fallback. I left the job alone. I left everything. I left a lot of shit for 2 years. And I just sat and I had to figure out me. And people don't understand, I didn't have a job. Like, I legit didn't go to work. I couldn't figure out a lot of shit. Like, my job, I didn't love it, but I kept going. My man, I didn't love it, but I kept going. My friends, I didn't love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in a negative spiral and I was watching myself and I couldn't stop. I'm like, this is bad, and I keep fucking my own life up. So I took 2 years off of everything. I didn't really have friends. I had family. You always got family. That's just how I was raised. But I took 2 years off to figure out myself. And today, and at that point, it was points where I didn't like myself. I cried a lot. I didn't understand a lot. And then I had to really get through that. And today, on this day, 2020, I can say that today I like myself. I had to embrace the things that people, I do have personality traits that people don't like. But I like it. Fuck y'all. That's how I feel. Like, okay. I like it. So I
know me personally, I got so many the dislike of self, and this is I don't want people to confuse this with self-hate, because they are totally different things. And of course, people that hate their self, they dislike stuff about themselves too. But self-hate is totally different. You feel me? Like Essence just now made a clear point of I have things that other people don't like. You know, some of my characteristics. You know, even down to how far the last word, how serious I got to take shit. Not being able to accept certain jokes.
It can escalate quickly.
Like certain shit I'll be looking at like, who the fuck you talking to? Like, you know, and those things are characteristics about self that will change as growth happens within my life. But right now, it's like one of those things, I'm Steve Harvey, God ain't finished with me yet type thing. So, you know, and I look at those certain characteristics, like I said, my worst one is expecting me from everybody. You know, that's something I hate about myself because it's like, yo, God, just say fuck it. Let them drown. No, I got to be the asshole. I'm going to run around the fucking boat looking for life preservers and shit like that, trying to throw. I'm not going to give up. While everybody else is like, man, let that bitch drown. Fuck him. Fuck him. I told him what not to do. Me, I got to put so much effort into, you know, trying to help people and things of that sort. When sometimes, man, that shit plays such a role in my own self, my own mental health, that my brain is filled with other people's problems. My brain is filled with other people's emotions. You know, it doesn't allow me time to even concentrate on Ty. And that shit is one thing that I hate about myself, because it's like, my dude, you don't got to be the fixer. You don't. Dante tell me that shit all the time. Stop being a fixer, yo. And I can't. Like, I literally can't. It doesn't work for me. So that's something, man, I get on my own motherfucking nerves.
Yeah, I put limits on things a long time ago to say, well, you know, you do what you can. Once you get past the point of well, at least I've said it. You know, I did do this with my daughter, and I do it with friends for as long as they're gonna be my friends. It's you get a person in a toxic relationship. They ask you for advice. You talk to them. You say, well, maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try that. You know, and then they may or may not. That's fine. But how many times are you gonna listen to them do the same thing wrong, and then you get to the point where you're doing more problem solving than they are, because they're going to return right back to it. And it's not about insulting them, it's not about calling them anything or really putting that harsh judgment on them like they just a waste of stuff. It's not like that. But you have to think about, how much of this do I want to invest my time in? So it's like Ty for a certain at certain times may be like, no, I'm gonna keep trying to do this, or no, this is, you know, do this. Well, what, you know, I'm not going to. I got to cut people off. I know myself enough to say, I got to pull back. I need a clean slate. It's not worth it to me to stay friends with you, watch you go through bad things, listen to you, and then I'm thinking about it for the next couple of days. I'm bringing it up with other people in a neutral way. Hey, you know, what would you do if this happened? I don't need that to be the topic of my discussion. I can just move on and say, I used to know somebody, but, you know, it's almost like realizing that somebody's dead, or not realizing that somebody's dead. You know what I mean? If you're in a relationship goes bad. You know what I mean? They've done terrible things to you. Maybe you've done some questionable things to them. Well, you're not going to have that person that they were 2 years ago when y'all first got together, when they were doing sweet things. You're not going to get that back easily, or you may not ever get that back at all. You got to realize the person that you're looking for, you're trying to regain, they're gone. They don't exist. And some people just can't do that. They feel like they always got to be working on trying to fix somebody or get back to this place that, yeah, you done too much dumb shit to them for you to ever get that person back, or they done too much to you for you to ever trust them the way you need to trust them. Just let it go. That person is dead. They don't exist no more.
Yeah, sometimes the holding on is definitely a problem. Niggas hold on to shit that's no longer there.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, the love for people, or the love for what it was. But would you keep a crashed up car just in your backyard? Like, if you crash your favorite car,
is it worth something if I sell it?
Like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. But let's imagine this, right? You got your favorite car. You know, it's beautiful,
right?
And you crash that motherfucker. Now it's just a ball of tin that the fucking a ball of metal that the garage then dropped off.
Yeah, frame damage can't be repaired. Right.
Yeah, you get what
Engine's
I'm saying? Like,
gone.
What do you do? Would you continue to hold that and say, hey, look at my car. Hey, let me go out there and polish this.
Let me show you the picture of what it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, like
Right.
it doesn't.
It's
It
not
doesn't
that
work. And
anymore.
a lot of times we holding on to shit that we thought. We holding on to the past picture. You know, like man,
Right.
it's not a car no more, my nigga. Like it's literally no longer there. It's like don't sit in that seat no more. Why? Because that's where he used to sit. Like the fuck he's not here. Like why can't I sit here? Like
I mean,
you know,
it's at
like
that point where it's gonna cost you too much to ever get it close to where it used to be for it to be worth it.
agreed.
You got to cut your losses.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest topics of this show today is friendship. Understanding what type of friend you is, understanding what type of friends you have in your life, understanding that toxicness does exist, but toxic traits can go both ways. You feel me? You got to understand is that shit too much for you. Once you understand yourself, that's when things change a lot. You feel me? Because you understand what you can handle, what you can take. You know, I know people that cut people off for shit just because look, I don't want to deal with that type of shit. I don't want that type of energy. I don't want that on my back right now. All of that type of shit. So understanding that shit from the Cards Face Up podcast is one important thing. You feel me? In this episode number 15, I want to thank everybody, every last one of y'all for every like, every share, every comment, every subscription. We really appreciate you guys over here, Dante and Essence.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate y'all coming through and fucking with us.
Thank you.
This is the Cards Face Up episode number 15.
Wait, that's it?
Y'all got anything y'all want to say to them?
What, we done? That's it? That's the end?
Yeah, it was fast, right?
We're at. That's because y'all used to being on here so long. We're at an hour and 6 minutes. We gotta keep it short. Yeah, we at literally at an hour and 6 minutes. So we're gonna Cards Face Up listeners. I want y'all to know this is how interesting and how interested we are in making sure y'all have the best show. That they don't even want to stop.
I got time to fly my drone today. I got plans. That's good. This works out.
But I need to figure out what kind of work Dante do for a living because you got a lot of nice things, brother.
Oh, me? Oh, no, this is just a white wall. This ain't nothing.
Yeah, I know. We saw the blue wall last time in the backyard, and now you got drones flying around.
Hey, yeah. Big boy drones,
I take time and acquire things, but trust and believe, the worst part about it is I'm still here by my damn self, so no matter what I got, it ain't nobody sitting here beside me to admire with me. It could be anything.
Look, we're gonna take some extra time out one of these episodes to make sure we find
and talk about my loneliness. That's what we're gonna do.
How great Dante life is, man. We appreciate you all for listening. This is your host, Mr. Ty Hill, aka Mr. Hey Trump. We're gonna have to make sure them prayers stand back and stand down.
Yeah, I hope his recovery takes a very long time. Full recovery. But it'd be okay if it take a year.
Look, we thank y'all for listening. This is episode number 15. Cards Face Up. Continue listening. Thank you. Peace.